All right, coming live. Hope you're doing well. I wanted to share a simple exercise that I've been working on with my clients this week to help them breathe better, which is probably going to help you as well because most people actually don't breathe very well. And why we look at breathing as something that's important to know how to do well is because think about how many times you breathe during the day, right? Think about all those repetitions that your body, your brain is getting. And if you're doing something wrong, you're getting a lot of practice of doing something the wrong way, and that could change your blood chemistry. And even when you're breathing, you're working what we call mechanics. So actually how you're breathing. And if you have bad breathing habits, you could have a lack of mobility as well in your ribs and other areas. So like you do, stand up and try to touch your toes and see what your range of motion is, or I'll work on my shoulder internal rotation, which is a little bit tight, as you can see. And what I want you to start with is put a hand on your chest and a hand on your belly, and then just relax. You can close your eyes if you want, but I want you to practice, or excuse me, don't practice, but just breathe and pay attention to where you feel the most movement. Do you feel more movement in your chest? Do you feel that you're not breathing? Do you feel movement in your palm from your belly? Most people hold their breath, especially when you have pain and you're stressed. And most people are kind of upper chest breathers. This is where you have more movement when you're breathing. So I want you to try to get a little bit more movement into your belly as you're breathing, but I also, more importantly, want you to try to breathe laterally into your ribs. So right here, if you were to wrap your thumbs around the back posteriorly and put your fingers along your ribs, can you breathe out into them as you're inhaling? So that's one way to do it. Another way to do it is wrap your fingers around this way. So your thumb comes to the front, fingers are in the back. And I want you to imagine that as you're inhaling, you're inflating a balloon that's expanding into your hands, palms, and fingers as you're breathing. So you should feel your thumb moving forward. Then you should feel the webbing of your palms as you're breathing laterally. And then last but not least, you should feel your fingers in the back as you're breathing posteriorly in that direction. It's harder to do, but you should be able to get a little bit of movement. So all these things, most people are not conscious about it, A, and then B, have a difficult time doing that. And the better you breathe, the better that you do anything, should have a positive impact in pain levels, strength, and movement in general. So we could just see I've got a little bit better range of motion, not as much as I want, but definitely better than when I started. So give it a shot and let me know what you think. Take care.